people, this is a tutorial on how to build a DIY adjustable weight mace for working out at home. Let's check it out.
Here's a template of all the pieces you're going to need to build a mace exactly like mine. These measurements are good for me, and I'm a 5'9" guy, 173 centimeters tall. So 87 centimeters for the mace handle is optimal for me, and the 10 centimeter and 6 centimeter nipples are good enough to fit my 4 1.25 kilogram weight plates. If you're going to have different plates, and if you're taller or shorter than me, you might have to change these things around, as well as if you want to fit more weight plates on your nipples, you're going to have to get bigger nipples. If you need this for future reference, you can pause the video now, take a screenshot, or take some notes. We'll be moving on to discuss the materials one by one. The first piece of material we're going to talk about is the pipe. The pipe is going to be the handle of your mace. You can have it threaded on just one end, or you can have it threaded on both ends. In my case, I only have one thread on the pipe. My pipe is 87 centimeters long. That's about 34.5 inches. If you're taller or shorter, you might have to change that around, as well as if you want to do mostly heavier 2-arm swinging or a little bit lighter 1-arm swinging. We'll touch a little bit more on that later in the video. The next part we're going to talk about is the nipple. The nipple is the part of the mace that's going to slide into your weighted plates and hold them together. It's very important that you get a nipple that's able to fit in the central hole of the plate. Usually, the thickness or the diameter of these steel pipes are measured by the inside diameter of the tube. That means that if you buy a 1-inch thick nipple, it's not going to fit inside a plate that has a 1-inch hole. In my case, I bought a 3/4 inch nipple to fit inside my plates. It's a good idea to have multiple sizes in case you want to fit more or less weighted plates in your mace. Also, pay attention to the type of nipple that you're buying. Some nipples have a bump right in the middle, and you're not going to be able to fit your weighted plates through, just like the image is showing here. Next, we have the coupler. The coupler is used to connect two pipes together. You will only use the coupler to connect the nipple to the handle if both of them are the same thickness. In that case, if you want to choose the left hand side coupler, it is heavier, it's going to add more weight to your mace. If you choose the right hand side, it's going to make your mace more flush, it's going to make it prettier. If your handle and your nipple are two different thicknesses, you'll have to use a reducer. Reducer joins two pipes that are different thicknesses. Make sure you double check what thickness your pipes are. In my case, I had to reduce from 1 inch of the handle to 3/4 of an inch to the nipple, like the picture shows right here. The last piece of our build is an end cap. This end cap is going to be screwed on to the end of the nipple to prevent the weight from sliding off your mace. If you want, you can add an end cap to the bottom of your handle to make it more comfortable. In my case, I left it plain. The last piece of equipment is called a Snapin open clip. The Snapin clips are going to be clipped into the nipple to prevent the plates from sliding around when you're swinging your mace. It's not a required piece of equipment, especially if the plates are fitting flush in the nipple, but they sure help by preventing all the noise from the weights clanking on each other. It's fundamental that you choose the right length of your mace handle. that will not only vary in terms of your height, if you're taller or shorter, but what kind of exercise you're planning to do with your mace. If you're planning to do a lot of heavy stuff, like swings and 11-2s like I'm showing the video now, you can use a longer handle. Some Indian maces have 40 inches or even longer handles. You can go that way if you want to go really heavy. It's going to have a huge lever arm. It's going to be really tough. But if you want to do some exercises that require a shorter handle like this, you're going to need actually a shorter handle if you don't want to smash your toes or smash your face. I've chosen to go with a mid-range handle, 34.5 inches. That's about 87 centimeters. But you can go up to 40 if you want heavier stuff, or you can go down to 30 if you want to do a lot of single hand exercises like I'm showing in the video right now. If you want to do a lot of that, it's a good idea to measure the distance between your hand to the armpit, or the length of your arm, so the mace can go comfortably under your arm to do the spinning exercises. Having multiple weight sets in the same mace is where this build really shines. To be honest, it's not going to be a particularly comfortable mace for juggling, but unlike with kettlebell training, you cannot do such huge weight increases at a time, like 4 kilograms at a time with mace. It doesn't work like that. You're going to hurt your wrists, you're going to hurt your elbows and your shoulders. Not having to buy a $50, $60, even $70 mace every time you learn a new skill, or every time you progress, which is going to be fast at the beginning, it's going to be really helpful. It's going to save you a lot of money.